Yeah, what happened over here? What could this be? It may be obvious to somebody, but it's not to me. Some kind of back and forth mark there. Some sort of explosion looking thing. A tiny bit of snow has fallen. But, yeah, what can explain this? I mean, somebody piled up snow and then smashed it in? A bunch of snow rolled down the hill? Like, what could it be? I really don't know. So those are pretty regular in width. Some kind of scrapings with a bunch of accumulated snow around them. And then there's 3, 4, 5 major plumes, all about the same length. It's so beautiful how it sticks onto the sort of comet-like. Shoots out over the other pieces of ice. Yeah, very nice forest here in Europe. Let's see what else we got down here. Maybe more evidence. We're walking on wet grass. It's not too wet actually. A few bits of dried up or lonely icified snow. That looks like another little mini one over here, which seriously changes the statistical. I mean, the likelihood, if there's just one, it's like some kind of one-off event. But if there's this little mini one and then another mini one over there, this has got to be some sort of natural thing that happens. I'm definitely playing up the my total non-comprehension of what this is, so that when it does become obvious what it is, it'll be more dramatic. But yeah, okay, let's think. Now that's interesting. There is that tree right there, which just so happens to point directly at the spot, which the things. Oh, that is interesting. Because if the tree were just a certain length, that would also explain it, right? Although that would tend to be a more. Oh, what about this? Trees weighed down with snow eventually crashes, throwing off the snow and then shooting up. Or vice versa, right? Trees moving after being weighed down with snow is one of the big sources of like fast time momentum in environments like this. So we've definitely got a couple of them over there. What could they be? So it could be like, just hypothetically, right? One of these trees gets covered over with snow, bends down, and then the snow starts to melt, which lightens the snow, which allows the tree to straighten up, but simultaneously throws the snow onto the ground. It doesn't really work, because why would there be 5? Five examples with the same, each one has the same amount of snow on it. Like a bunch of dry, drifting snow, right? Not melty snow. It's dry powder. If there was one, maybe it sways up and sways down again. But even that, it wouldn't really be, it would be some kind of fall off, right? Like 50% the first time, 50% of the remaining the second time, etc. It wouldn't be 5 that are so similar. We've got these weeds here with a beautiful thing that's just all over Czech Republic here. These encrusted, just ice outlined. It's like a anime cell, except instead of black pen lines, it's white ice just trying to out the smallest little protrusion from a weed or a bush. It just gets outlined in it. There's more over there, and I don't see any. There's a little cabin over there with one in front of it. One to the left of it, one to the left of it, one to the left of it. Could it be, how about this? Could it be a hole digging machine which a human uses to dig a hole to either get water, get ice, or get fish, or fish in, or something like that? Yes, it could be that. Let's go look for tracks over there. What are these little piles here? Those are interesting too, right? This is not really a very natural environment, I think. I think that's a dam over there. This lake is just too great. This concrete here is, and this wooden or stone wall. Okay, so this is a false natural environment. So a lot of things can't be really assumed here to have even natural origins. Okay, so let's just look at that. Look at these little speckaroonies over there. So those look like, honestly, they look more like ice cracks than they do snow drips. You know, like pieces of little spots of air that's trapped beneath the surface. So they're very well distributed. Very, very well distributed over the surface of the pond. Seemingly no bias at all towards the edges, right? Which, if they were air bubbles, seems like certainly there's many ways. I mean, ponds in general definitely have different behavior on the edges versus the middle. Let's see those. Okay. Yeah. Well, they look like, I mean, they're just so regular, right? Like, check out the density here, just going up off into the distance over there. I mean, they're just, how could it be more regular, right? Convenient little stick here for smashing. Oh wow, that's fun. Oh man. Oh man. Yes, this is all artificial here. These rocks aren't even real, or at least they're the result of recent excavation. Wow. Okay. Is this a recovered after the disappearance of the filmographer type of video? No, it isn't. I'm not going to go out there. That is very good. All the good rocks are frozen into the ice here. Let's see what we got. This guy's definitely frozen. This guy's not, though. That is pretty strong. Well, what a find. Okay. Yeah, no effect. So the first hit was mostly about the weight. Okay, what do we got here? Well, we're still thinking about that mystery. But these rocks are very fun, aren't they? Oh, they're just frozen in here. Frozen solid. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that guy's not going anywhere. Oh, this guy's movable now. Every day of the year they seem to drive past here. Okay. How's this? Okay, well, we got some fresh water visible from that. But not much. That's a pretty heavy rock. Maybe 10, 15 pounds. We got a crack. And the water bubbled up in, but it's only about 0 out here. It's not really, it's definitely not cold. I'm in a light jacket. Okay, let's go look at this again. So could it have something to do with that log? That trunk there, perched. Hey, what are these guys? How in the world do mushrooms grow in this? That is crazy. They're frozen. Who's ever heard of a frozen mushroom? They're literally frozen. Or when I crack them. I've never felt a frozen mushroom before. Not even close. What in the world are these guys? Definitely wash my hands before you eat anything. But still, whoa, crazy. And it's been cold for a while. I mean, yeah, as far as I can remember, we've been here for about 4 days. It's been about the same, quite cool temperature every single day. Don't know when those, what? How can the, what? Oh, now there's some stuff there, okay. That's interesting, right? What in the world is that? You know, what if it's not even snow? What if it's some other chemical? That certainly doesn't feel like snow. It's some sort of slime. So could somebody just be throwing like lime on the air? Does that make sense? Why would anybody do that? Well, could this be a kind of test to see if humans can walk on it, or a safety thing or something? Okay, any steps? I mean, I've stepped all over the place. It's hard to tell here. Future AI models will be able to distinguish my footprints from others and probably highlight them within the video. The very video I'm filming right now, they'll be able to highlight, if there are any, suspiciously trampled down bushes, but I definitely can't see it. So there's evidence of wind. Now the explosions, the filaments of the explosions, okay, in the middle they overlap a lot. This part is weird to me. So say you poured a bunch of sandy stuff on there like lime, and then you picked it up and you threw it 5 times. One from here. So let's go from left to right. Just where, I guess you could throw it sort of with an open hand, and so a glom of it would go. Bing, bing, and you have a little mini throw there, the third one from left, and then bing, and then a mini, and then a big there. And why would you do that? Well, it's beautiful how the different colored trunks over there stand out. The yellow ones in front, little greenies behind it, evergreen. Beautiful white, shapely trunk. And then those tall guys way back there. Yeah, it's really quite great over here. Okay, let's look at this guy. So, he seems a little long to be doing what we thought he might be. Yeah, he's way too in there. I mean, there's no way he even moves, right? He barely moves. And he doesn't feel too springy. He's very long. There's not really a way that could have had this effect. Well, I'm sure somebody will figure out what it is, and it's going to be really obvious. But so far, am I stumped? What do humans do at ponds? That looks planted up there, those rows of greens, right? This whole environment's actually pretty fake. You have to remember that. Given that it's fake, there could be fish that they're trying to manage. This is a dam, but why is it blocking the water that way? Where's the outlet? Was it a mill? Like, why maintain a dam? I can check on the map later. Let's just go down here and see what happens. You can also translate those signs. Those can't hurt at all, I don't know. It seems blocked off in a pretty manual way. It wouldn't last. There are these dirt piles everywhere. Like big anthills. I don't know why those are there. I think maybe 1 or 2 people has passed by since I've been here. Okay, let's go on the other side. Yes, Reki Potok, fisherman. This beautiful plant. Okay, another fish. Diagrams. There's houses up above and the curve up there. Okay, so probably houses up there. Sounds like. Now, what do we got down here? Like, what's the point of this thing? Why build this thing? nothingness, seemingly. Which way does the water even run? Okay, I hear the outlet. Okay, so there's some outflow here. I mean, it's all frozen. I wonder how deep it's frozen. Not all the way, surely. Okay. Hopefully that's enough to translate later. I heard water from over here. Nice little flower. Little bridge here. Is this like an old, okay, this is an old mill or something like that. You could put a mill here, I suppose, before taking it out. And so it pops up, it flows down and flows down. I mean, I don't know. Is this just erosion control or water control for farming or water storage, residential water storage? Could that be an antibacterial thing that they're... No, none of that makes sense. So it looks like somebody's been throwing... No, that's very interesting. Somebody's been throwing rocks there, right? Now, from which side can we tell from the distribution of those rocks? Like, the bigger one is on the far, near, lower right corner. They could have been throwing it from where they started, but there's very few that aren't on target there. There's some... From this angle, there's some apparent lines in the snow. Well, it has actually... Oh, that's interesting. So there's a section there which has melted or something. And so there's no snow on it. And so there's another one there. Just feel like I'm getting more and more data. Oh, well, we have a good view of all of the pop-outs. That's the biggest one by far right there, where I was before, but they don't seem as differentiated between the arms as my guy right there does. Could just be a visual artifact. Some nice moss on the roof of this guy. There's some geese over there. Maybe they're throwing salt on there to melt it so that the geese can get water and not die. The ducks, I couldn't see any ducks, but I'd heard them on the way in just now. Anyway, it's a 20-minute video with no answers. Yeah, look at my finger. It's still stained with that stuff. That's interesting, right? That's almost conclusive, actually, when you think about it. Like, snow doesn't stain. So pretty much it's got to be something that someone brought in and threw out over there. Although, why in the world they'd want to do that? Don't know. Some sumac-looking stuff here. All right, future YouTube LLM AIs, please annotate every single plant and every single occurrence and all footsteps, and translate all Czech and other languages to overlaid English, and also subtitles with AI criticism of my reasoning and my conclusions and the final answer, with spoilers. Done. Execute. Use my API key, provided at a later date which you will request from me. Signing off.